When we're passionate about something, we go to extraordinary ends for it. So for the sake of enjoying music that I love, I might travel great distances at great expense and inconvenience in order to get to a performance. The things we're prepared to do for what we're passionate about greatly exceed the things that we're prepared to do for anything else. But the thing that I ought to be most passionate about is the thing that I'm made for. We're created to worship God. That is, as the Westminster Catechism puts it, the chief end of man. And yet, if I'm honest, I don't always feel like worshipping. And there are times when words of praise stick in my throat, simply because the circumstances of life can be so difficult. So if I'm to be a passionate worshipper, does that mean I have to fake it? Well, no, and this is why. Because passion is not simply an emotion that comes and goes. Passion has much deeper roots than that. The passion of Jesus was what sustained him on the road to the cross. And this isn't the kind of passion we're used to talking about, but it's right there inside the word. The root of the word passion is the Latin passio, which, far from meaning excitement, exuberance, and elation, actually means suffering, endurance, perseverance. Now, before you think I'm suggesting that we be passionate about suffering, Jesus was not passionate about the cross, but about what lay beyond it. The Epistle to the Hebrews tells us that he had his eyes fixed on the joy that was set before him. And it's for that joy that he endured the cross. He disregarded its shame, and then he took his seat at the right hand of God's throne. We're encouraged to follow Jesus, who is the pioneer of our faith, in exactly the same way. So when we grow weary or lose heart, we're to consider Jesus' passion, throw off every weight that hinders us, and run the race with perseverance. That is passion, the choice to endure all things, keeping our eyes fixed on the one we love. So passion in worship is to go to extraordinary ends, to do what I'm made to do, however hard it is and whatever it costs. And although passion isn't an emotion, it is often emotional. Sometimes our worship will overflow with tears of grief or resound with joyous laughter, or sometimes both of those things at the same time. Like the expensive perfume poured out onto Jesus' feet, passionate worship can be costly and it can be messy, and that's how it should be. Passion isn't having a stiff upper lip in times of trouble. It's a raging fire in our hearts for God that doesn't want to be contained, and we shouldn't attempt to. Instead, we should let that fire loose to set the world aflame. Let's be known as people who worship God with passion, who worship no matter the cost, pouring ourselves out completely for the one we love.